thought process me. Every time you turn around, they got something new going on. Like, come on now, what's going on? It's the thought process me. You ever been reevaluating your thought process with the reevaluating your thought process? Your thought process, you working today, it's working. It's the thought process me. You ever had to reevaluate your thought process with them reevaluate your thought process when you realize at the end of the day that someone doesn't have common sense to have common sense to reevaluate their thought process and stay in their own lane? It really be the thought process for me. You ever had to analyze what they analyze when someone's having a conversation with themselves, but they trying to put you in their conversation at the end of the day, and you are in the mix now? It's the thought process for me. They're acknowledged with an acknowledge at the end of the day that things just can't get any better for them. It really be the thought process for me. Wishful thinking. When someone tries to pray and manifest for something or whatever the case may be, and they're asking for something or whatever the case may be within asking for something, and they reevaluate their thought process it goes over their head within going over their head. No, it's the thought process for me. Ma'am, sir, when you know who the person is and you really, really, really mentally know them, like you really know them. Not know them where to the point where it's been 10 years, it's been 5 years. I haven't spoken to this person in so long. I don't know what's going on with their thought process today. No, not one of those. Somebody that you actually wake up to every single day. Literally. Wake up to every single day. It's the thought process to me. You ain't gotta live with the person at the end of the day, but you just wake up to them every single day because they acknowledge you every single day. So you know they life problems. It's the thought process to me. They're like, hey, my life ain't going right. My life is falling apart. It's the thought process to me. You know how like when you ask for certain things at the end of the day and it starts to play in your life, like it starts to flow within the flow of a flow? Wait, the love of my life is in my life. But guess what? I am not mentally stable. Ma'am, sir. It's the thought process me. You know how like when you one of those good people at the end of the day to let your friend know or your loved one know, like, hey, it's not working out in your favor because you're not mentally ready. That's why. You know how like you're not trying to hurt somebody with their feelings or whatever the case may be. You're not trying to hurt somebody with their little feelings, with their own little feelings, because they already hurt. It's the thought process for me. You know how like when you try to motivate somebody with them motivating them at the end of the day, and they feel like that you think you're better than somebody because you got it all put together. But I've been through life. That's what it's called, life, and I don't want you to go through the same thing. But it's the thought process me because you're hurting yourself with words and you're asking for my opinion within my opinion in the day, and I'm giving you an opinion. It's the thought process me. When someone asks for your opinion, it be the thought process me. They don't want to hear what you got to say. It's the thought process me. Because you're not saying what they want to hear. It's the thought process me. The one-sided conversations. It really be the thought process me. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, right? So, I ever came across those folks who ask you something, when they ask you something, they try to ask you why their life is falling apart? No, it be the thought process for me. Because they don't want to hear it, but they ask you. It really be the thought process for me with the one-sided conversations because it be like, dang, I'm wasting my breath actually acknowledging your ass right now just for you to be mad. It be the thought process for me. But when you're a good citizen at the end of the day and you know how to motivate the person that's in your life and you know how to show them at the end of the day, it's just a temporary situation. It's the thought process of me. So they ask you within asking you, hey, why is my life falling apart? All you do all day long is complain. All you do is do the same thing every single day. Never make change. You showing up for yourself, half stepping, shortchanging yourself, expecting something unexpected, but you're not expecting something from yourself. That's half shortchanging yourself at the end of the day, and I say that respectfully. How you expecting something within expecting nothing? How you expecting something within expecting something, but you can't watch a reflection of yourself to recognize at the end of the day that you're hurt within. So everything that you're truly asking for at the end of the day is going to go dim within dim of dim in your own light because you can't see for yourself today. The energy hit different. And I say that respectfully. It's kind of sad and disturbing to see how you can motivate somebody and they could take your words as a threat and they could take your words as you're going against your neighbor at the end of the day when they're only going against their own self and they're only hurting their own self with their own words at the end of the day. It be the thought process of me. How they dim their own light within dimming their own light, not even realize that they dimming their own light because they don't have the proper self-awareness. They don't have the proper self-awareness. But you're the bad guy because you know how to motivate that person at the end of the day, regardless of who it is. You know how to go within and not to allow your pride and your ego allow this person to feel like they're not worthy of themselves, but they know how to dim your light and try to make you feel unworthy of yourself because they have controlling issues. And the fact that their light is so dim with them being dim because they don't have the proper self-awareness to have self-respect, to stay in their own lane, they try to project negative energy on your thought process because of the fact that they're looking for a reaction out of you today. It be the thought process. I mean, you know how you have one of those associates or those family members or whomever you may put to your name, to your book at the end of the day, how they ask you something within asking you something. They wonder why their life not going the way they wanted to go at the end of the day, and they try to blame you for all their problems at the end of the day. Wow, and them in your life. Dimmed your own light. Because you overlooked yourself. You're asking for guidance, but you're overlooking yourself, dimming your own light. How you asking for guidance, but you're dimming your own light? It's not going to make sense within making sense. You're going to continue to shortchange yourself and continue to go in circles within circles of shortchanging yourself. And I say that respectfully. It's the thought process of me. You ask for someone's advice. You see within timing, you shortchanging yourself. And you're not understanding why you keep rewinding time all over again. Keep repeating the same thing. Overlooking yourself, not trying to go within to do the proper healing. Trauma and pain. That's all you keep talking about is trauma and pain. There we go right there. Your trauma and your pain. But you dim your own light to actually go within and do the healing. It hurts you so much to actually acknowledge what actually hurt you from the beginning. Because that's where you have to start from the beginning. It's starting with yourself. Self-reflecting. It's the thought process for me. When they dimmed your light within dimming your light. Hate in disguise, that's what you became. You didn't like the fact to see your neighbor elevate and become their best self vision of themselves because you didn't have the proper self-awareness within to go within and do the healing. But you're such a hate in disguise, so worried about how someone is showing up for themselves today. And you're wondering why your life is not going the way it's supposed to be going today. But you're so quick to dim someone's life that's trying to motivate you today. It be the thought process of me. Shortchanging yourself at the end of the day with excuses after excuses as to why you can't show up for yourself today. You trying to figure out how this person that you sneak this at the end of the day is motivating before you. Not motivating before you. Elevating faster than you. As they've been motivating themselves to motivate you. You try to dim their light, took their kindness or weakness and act like they wasn't motivating you. It'd be the thought process of me. How they shortchange you when it comes to conversations and they can't get put respect on it when it's time to serve. When it's time for it to be served. It's the thought process of me. When a neighbor can't respect their neighbor at the end of the day. When Judgment Day's been here. What happened to respecting your neighbor? It's the thought process of me. Respect is very important. Why is respect so important? If I don't know how to respect myself, I ain't gonna respect my neighbor. So if I could serve you with respect at the end of the day, but I'll have malicious intentions, and I say that respectfully, and you're meeting me half-stepping, one-way street, it ain't gonna make sense at the end of the day. Because I'm willing to meet myself equally. That energy hit different. When you respect yourself to respect your neighbor, it's an even, fair exchange. As to the conversation, it be the thought process of me. When it comes to common sense, it be the thought process of me. You know, not everybody has common sense. It be the thought process of me. Regardless of your culture, your sexual orientation, a lot of folks just go over their head when it comes to common sense, when it comes to respecting their neighbor. It be the thought process for me. How when your neighbor just can't stay in their own lane. Or because your neighbor can't get in tune with the fact that they self-reflected them in their own light, that their neighbor was never going against them from day one. When they was in secret competition with their neighbor, the one who was motivating them. It be the thought process of me. Never ask somebody within asking somebody at the end of the day for motivation and then sneak diss them because you don't like the information that you're receiving today. Because you're nothing but a hate in disguise. Stop shortchanging yourself because at the end of the day, real recognize real. And we see that you fake. It's the thought process for me. Listen, I gotta go. I gotta go. Now, your genuine love, respect. Actually, preach the time to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day. Have a safe weekend. Protect your energy because not everybody's deserving your time. It's the thought process for me. Have a safe week ahead of you and have a safe day. Love yourself with God's protection for every direction. Just because someone gave up on you, don't give up on yourself. Just because someone overlooked you, don't give up on yourself. You are genuinely loved by all the right people. You are genuinely respected by all the right people. And you deserve to be treated with respect. With no malicious intentions to bring harm to yourself and others around you. Stop the violence, because you matter, you matter. You ever had somebody try to dim your light? Because you was having a misunderstanding self-day? Or let alone, they didn't know how to handle you. They didn't know how to respect you, let alone how to have a conversation with you. And I say that respectfully. You know, when someone takes your energy as a threat, like when you're just having a conversation with them, having a conversation, and they saying that you're being aggressive and you're a threat, and you're just trying to go from point A to Z, good or bad day, at the end of the day, when you don't have malicious intentions, when someone's trying to dim your light, but you're paying attention with them paying attention, good, bad day, misunderstanding self day, regardless to what trauma was endured within you as a child, going into your adulthood, and it was dim with them being dim because you never allowed yourself to heal within, because they didn't allow you to see that, you know what, this is the right thing to do. But you always knew something wasn't right with them being right. But you didn't allow yourself to dim your light because you knew that there was a better self-vision of yourself somewhere within you. So allowing someone to dim your light, nah, that wasn't part of the plan, but you showing up for yourself and be patient with yourself was part of the plan. Because you matter, you're worthy. You're more wiser than you think. They didn't see your potential because they tried to overlook you. They tried to allow you to feel like you wasn't worthy of yourself so you can give up on yourself so you won't be able to see for yourself. They wanted you to dim your light within dimming your light, not seeing for yourself today. But you said, no, not today, not today, not tomorrow, not next century either. It's the thought process of me. When you choose your best self vision of yourself and they don't understand how you choose your best self vision of yourself when you turn the light on. It's a light within the light of your light. A light of your shine at the end of the day that they can't override. It's a thought process of me, you know, the shine of a shine that God is shining on you and God is allowing you to see that, hey, there are better days ahead. They try to project negative energy on you because they said that you was too aggressive and you just trying to show up for yourself today. But understanding to shortchange yourself with exchanging words with someone who doesn't have common sense, now I don't live here today, the energy hit different. And I say that respectfully because when you go within and do the proper healing, understand yourself today, you know not to go back and forth with yourself with words at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. It's the thought process of me. To get in tune with yourself in the most high vibrational level is very important. Because to have self-awareness and in tune with yourself, because you know, living in the vibration of low frequency, you're not going to be in tune with yourself in the high frequency as to actually know who you are. It'd be the thought process of me, how they try to psych you out your thought process, all your freedom, your pockets at the end of the day to act like you're not worthy of yourself, but you are worthy. Giving up was never part of the plan. Being patient with yourself was always part of the plan. So be kind to yourself and respect yourself and understand that there are better days ahead, but don't dim your light because someone doesn't see that you can win within. You are a winner within a winner. But if you dim your light, how can you possibly see that you are the winner? You've been the winner since day one when God actually acknowledged you. God was patient with your process. God was patient with your process. But you never allowed yourself to dim your light. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day, you went within to do the healing. To override what the enemy had in store for you today. It's the thought process for me. The enemy doesn't live here today. Devil, devil, return back the sender. Devil, devil, not today. Devil, devil, return back the sender. Devil, devil, not today. Devil, devil, return back the sender. Devil, devil, not today. Respectfully, it's the thought process of me. How they try to project negative energy on you so you won't see for yourself, so they can think they dimming your light and they not dimming your light. It be the thought process of me. When God said there are better days ahead and you're practicing what you're preaching, when you tune into yourself in the most healthiest way, that you're not fake gaslighting yourself, when you're in tune with yourself in the most healthiest way, to show for yourself, to be patient with yourself, to be kind to yourself, to respect yourself, to acknowledge yourself in the most healthiest way. Wow. Trauma and pain, that don't live here today. because you matter, you are worthy. Because you understand the assignment within the assignment to go within and to do the proper healing. Be patient with yourself. Don't hurt yourself from a temporary situation. I say that respectfully. Don't hurt yourself with your own words to dim your own light. Because you matter, you are worthy. It's the thought process for me. Leave innocent people alone and stop the violence, and I say that respectfully. Have a good day. To the genuine ones only. It's the thought process of me. Never allow someone to dim your light because they don't see your worth. Never allow someone to dim your light because they don't have common sense. And never allow someone to dim your light because you are worthy, you're more smart and more wiser to know at the end of the day. Going back and forth with words with someone that's not even exchange, who doesn't have common sense, let alone to respect themselves, to respect their neighbor. It's the thought process of me. I truly appreciate time to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day. Have a safe remaining week. Protect your energy. Have a safe weekend ahead of you. It's the thought process of me. I truly appreciate time to the genuine ones only. You ever stopped and think to yourself and said to yourself, I love myself, in just a split of a second? As you're walking within walking, you didn't aware of yourself. You're acknowledging yourf today. An awareness of an awareness when you find a peace within yourself to understand that, hey, I'm paying attention to myself in the most healthiest way. You know, you ever said, I love myself out of the blue? I'm just walking down the street and I'm feeling myself today. The energy hit different. When you're actually in tune with yourself in the most healthiest way, you don't have to dim your light to prove a point to be in, competition with anybody at the end of the day. You're just in your own lane, elevating the energy hit different. A flow within a flow, you loving yourself, to be patient with yourself, to be calm with yourself, to understand that you're unwinding within unwinding, to be your authentic self in the most healthiest way. Yeah, the energy hit different. Wow. You're paying attention within paying attention to recognize that at the end of the day, dimming your light and your pain and your trauma doesn't live here today. Yes, I recognize real, recognizing yourself that, yeah, this is real. It's the thought process for me. Gotta go. Now you're genuine love, respect. I truly appreciate time to the genuine ones. Only have a safe day, have a safe week, and have a safe weekend. Love yourself with God's protection for every direction. With God's protection for every direction. Now you're genuine love, respect. Self-reflect. Wow. You did it again. You self-reflect. You didn't allow yourself to overwhelm yourself. You was patient with yourself. You was kind to yourself. You didn't hurt yourself with your own words to dim your own light, to shortchange yourself today. Yeah, that energy hits different when your past doesn't live here today, and shortchanging yourself today is not part of the plan, but elevating and becoming your best self vision of yourself, to elevate, to understand the sum within the sum of the awareness within yourself, to show for yourself, and it's an equal exchange of an equal exchange to, dang, I'm paying attention today. A win for a win when I choose my best self vision of myself. Yeah, self-reflecting is okay. They can't get in tune to who I am today because I choose my best self vision of myself. Being at a low vibrational frequency, a low vibrational frequency at the end of the day, nah. We're not on the same page. I say that respectfully because when I go within to understand that my pain and my trauma doesn't live here today, and I say that respectfully, I'm not fake gaslighting myself when God has been working in my favor to show up for myself at the end of the day, and I say that respectfully. You know, when God believes in you, you believe in the God within you. You know, that energy hit different when they try to dim your light within dimming your light, but they can't do that today. Yeah, that energy hit different. Living in fear, giving up, and being hopeless, and not being a believer. Nah, that was never part of God's plan. God said be a believer within being a believer, having hope within hope, and walk by faith, not by sight. And God's going to guide you to better days and knowing your self-worth within, to go within, understand your awareness, self-awareness, self-respect, self-healing, self-control, self-peace, self-confidence, self-care, self-control, self-discipline, self-care, self-love, self-worth, self-patience, healthy boundaries, healthy balance, so you can elevate to become your best self vision of yourself. So when you self-reflect and understand who you are today, you understand the awareness within yourself that choosing your best self vision of yourself is allowing you to see the light before your light, the shining star before the shining star of your light. You are the star of your light because you matter and you are worthy. It's the thought process of me. When your trauma and your pain is not allowing you to dim your light. What an equal exchange when you're choosing your best self vision of yourself, not to dim your light, but allowing yourself to elevate to become yourself, of your best self vision of yourself. good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. Not exchanging toxic words within toxic words to come out of character with yourself, to go in toxic words within toxic words, to go against yourself with your neighbor because your neighbor's having a misunderstanding self-day and they can't understand to find balance within balance and stay in their home lane. But you understand the plan to not to hurt yourself with words, good, bad day, or misunderstanding day, but to actually show up for yourself in the most healthiest way that you're a real one within being a real one. You ain't gotta wear a mask to tune into yourself with no hidden agendas. Yeah, that energy hit different. When you mean what you say what you mean, that you're a real one at the end of the day. Overcoming your pain and your trauma. How you showing up for yourself today. They don't understand the reflection of a reflection of your self-reflection, that you actually self-reflect. And as you actually within that, you're immature, not immature. That energy hit different. When the conversations of meeting each other halfway it's not equaling today. Because you're not trying to shortchange yourself when it comes to a pointless conversation, someone who doesn't mean well. It be the thought process, me. You know, when God covers you and removes you from certain people at the end of the day and protects you for all the right reasons, because God said that certain individuals are not supposed to be part of your journey, and God saw all those private conversations amongst those private conversations at the end of the day, it's kind of funny how time flies, how the enemy, the one that's a hate in disguise, who's revealed now, how they gotta watch you, become your best self vision of yourself as you continue to self-reflect to become your best self vision of yourself. Now they gotta sit there and they gotta pick their own face as they gotta find peace within themselves to reevaluate their life now because they played in the real one's face. When taking someone's kindness for weakness, having third-party conversations about an innocent person, it'd be the thought process for me. You know, you gotta be careful how you treat people. And I say that respectfully. Never judge a book by its cover. Sitting there having third-party conversations about an innocent person who does mean well towards you at the point in time when they was in your life, but you took it as they didn't mean well to you because of the fact that you didn't know how to respect someone who knew how to respect you, or let alone you only knew how to abuse and disrespect and have controlling issues against your neighbor at the end of the day who knew how to respect you, and you just wanted to go back and forth with words with someone for them to come out of character with you because of the fact that you got controlling issues. It be the thought process me. When God covers that child of God for all the right reasons to remove that child of God from people like you, it be the thought process of me. How people sit there and play somebody close when the intentions ain't good. It be the thought process of me. You see how the tables turn at the end of the day? Look, you see who's the joke on now? It's funny how the mirror's on your wall. You can't even self-reflect because you're so scared to get in too much of self-reflection because you did so much bad things within bad things at the end of the day, doing spell work on a toxic way on innocent people at the end of the day, all because you got controlling issues. It be the thought process of me, all because you're trying to play somebody close to sock them out their thought process, let alone their freedom and their pockets and their eyesight at the end of the day because you don't have good intentions, let alone you don't know how to self-reflect, let alone to have the self-awareness to have self-respect for yourself, to respect your neighbor. And that's not the norm of the norm. That's a toxic norm, the norm that they allowed you to believe was the norm. To live in an environment, to go against yourself, to hurt your own self. To allow yourself to believe it was the norm to go against your neighbor. To bring harm towards your neighbor. The innocent person that was going to respect you for who you truly are. But it's funny how the tables turn. And you're picking up your face today, trying to find peace within, but you don't know how to go within to find peace because you done played so many games when it came to childish games. Karma knocking at your door. And I'm saying respectfully, all that timings that you endured, that you try to dish out on an innocent person, now it's being projected right back to you. Return back to sender. It's looking real well on you because you thought someone was going to not be able to see for themselves, to have the awareness, to overcome the trauma and the pain. And you were supposed to kick them down when they was down at the end of the day. You didn't want them to see for themselves because you know they had potential. So now that they see their potential within their potential, now you don't have potential. It be the thought process of me how you shortchange yourself because you display negative energy on an innocent person who wasn't even deserving of that. Or because you're a hate in disguise and they just continue to multiply. Then the third party conversation starts to reevaluate their life, saying to themselves is, wow, I don't want to be a part of that. Allowing myself to be a part of something entertaining, something at the end of the day that to reevaluate their thought process. This person didn't have malicious intentions towards me today, let alone never. This person was just a hate in disguise and they just didn't like this person. And they allowed me to believe to go against my neighbor for no reason. Well, my neighbor was trying to elevate and become their best self vision of themselves. How dare I try to dim someone else's light and disrespect them and bring harm towards them? Because my intentions wasn't good at the time of me not having the awareness within having the awareness, because of the fact that someone told me a narrative of somebody that was a lie within a lie, and I actually believed it, and I'm sorry for believing it. It's a thought process of me. How these third-party conversations will sit there and really believe something of a narrative that's a fake-ass lie within a lie of someone's delusional-ass mindset, them predicting something of a description of someone that they're truly not. It'd be the thought process for me. The one-sided conversations. It'd be the thought process for me. Leave innocent people alone. Just because you see your neighbor elevate and becoming a best self-vision of themselves, and you don't understand how God is favoring them today. You see how time flies, and you're still in the same position, not trying to get in tune with yourself. It's a different type of time in the day. Some get left behind, some move forward. It's sad to say that you got left behind for all the right reasons. It's the thought process of me. I hope you find peace within yourself one day. It's the thought process of me. Gotta go! Just because someone gave up on you, don't give up on yourself. Just because someone overlooked you, don't give up on yourself. You are genuinely loved by all the right people. You are genuinely respected by all the right people. And you deserve to be treated with respect 365 days with no malicious intentions to bring harm to yourself or others around you. Protect your energy, because not everybody's serving your time. I actually reach your time to the genuine ones only. Love yourself with cause protection for every direction. I actually reach the time to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day, have a safe week, and have a safe weekend ahead of you. Just because someone gave up on you, don't allow someone to dim your light from a temporary situation, or someone didn't see your worth. Because someone called you stupid, retarded, or they was the biggest bully of them all. Doesn't matter who it is at the end of the day. Don't allow someone to dim your light because they have controlling issues and they need a whole straight body jacket because they don't know how to respect themselves to respect you. Know your worth. Know you're valuable to yourself. And don't let somebody take your kindness or weakness, because at the end of the day, you have a genuine heart. Some people don't have a heart. And it's okay to recognize at the end of the day, real recognize real ain't real anymore. Someone meaning what they saying what they mean when they say they real, that energy is different. Never shortchange yourself, because at the end of the day, someone can't self-reflect and actually go within to do the self-awareness healing, to get in tune with themselves because of their trauma, their pain, from their child point of view, from going into their adulthood. And they can't get in tune to who they are today. They'd rather be miserable. But you knew better to walk away, because that wasn't for you. Because God said there are better days ahead. And they wasn't part of your journey for all the right reasons. So when you see at the end of the day and reevaluate your thought process as to why certain individuals is not part of your journey, don't hurt yourself with your own words, because you're only saving yourself. And I say that respectfully, from hurting yourself. Don't allow yourself to dim your light. They hurted you enough. You overlooked the many of the red flags already, regardless if it's family or not. But you chose your best self-vision of yourself. And you're still patient with your process. And you went within to do the proper healing. And you went within to take one day at a time, because when it comes to healing, it will never be an overnight process. But you man and you're worthy. Protect your energy, because not everybody's serving your time. Now you genuine love, respect. Gotta go. Have a good day. I gotta go. It's the thought process for me. Have a good day.